This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hi, welcome to the Sound of Gold. It is so nice to be here with all of you, and so much to talk about. The reason I do this show is it is all about music, musicians, music venues, music teachers, music schools, and we want to keep music alive. Music is what we are always surrounded by. It's something that many of us who are musicians get to play. And if we're students, we get to learn to play. There's just so much involved with music, and there's so much to give when we are a musician and we get to play for others to listen to. And it's a gift that keeps on giving, because we also, as a musician myself, it's also healing to play music and to kind of sometimes just express how I feel when I play. And if you're a musician or you are learning music, I'm sure you can understand that. With that being said, I know we've had several shows already. I've had some great guests on, and a lot of my guests have been musicians or music teachers. And I want to focus on those of us that are musicians that get to play. Okay, and students that have the dream to be able to play in our community. So as a musician, when we get to play and join in with other musicians, and I don't mean it doesn't always have to be a band. It could just be in our community. It could be a local group at a friend's house where you get together, you play instruments together or sing together. Other places in our community are restaurants. Every community has a restaurant or some place, a meeting place where they get together and play music and maybe eat together, or even get familiar with the staff of a music venue where you can sign up to play instruments for guests that are dining there. So with that being said, I'm so excited today to invite into our studio Angelos Italian Restaurant, which I know from Jupiter, Florida, and they are also now in Stuart. I would love to, and please help me welcome, join in with me, Roberto, who is owner of Angelos.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello, hello, Roberta. Oh, Francesca, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much, Lisa, for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, you bet. So what I mentioned, if you heard in the beginning of the show, my show is focused on music, musicians, music venues, music teachers, music schools. And you have there is so much to talk about Angelos. You have a fabulous nook in the heart of Jupiter. Tell us a little bit about the history of your restaurant and when it began.
Well, it began back in '88. My father actually came down from Jersey, decided to open his own Italian restaurant. He did stocks a little bit before it, but always had a love and passion for food and how it brought people together. So he got an opportunity, opened up this little shop, brought his mom and dad down to start help it up. They had all the recipes, and luckily things worked out. My mom one day walked in, and they kind of, fell in love, and I came around a little bit later, but luckily Angelos is the place that made it all happen for the two of us and our other brother.
Okay, nice. And Francesca, I don't know if you're younger or older than Roberto. It just follow I guess the line, the lineage. Um, what would you say when it comes to the heart of what you do? So your Italian food, your pizza, your food, you do so much for the community. And a lot of times when I'm there, I also see a lot of like high school kids. Like there's like you cater to different groups. You also do catering outside and what have you.
Yeah.
I want our listeners to know. I know a lot, but there's also a lot I don't know. But there are listeners that don't know about Angelo's.
Yeah, and I could jump in here and Roberto can interject as well. I think my family really is all about community. I think that's what's so special about Jupiter in general. And my parents together, they do a lot for the community. And like you mentioned, we do a program for, I believe it's the ESC. Program. They come in on Mondays and they help fold pizza boxes. So it helps us, but it also brings the community in outside of just the high school. My mom participates in Meals on Wheels. So during the month of November, we make homemade desserts. My mom will make some desserts, or Angelos will make some desserts to help outreach in the community there. I know, even just there's other events. I have nothing I can think of off the top of my mind. I don't know, Roberta, what else. I just know that we love Jupiter so much, and we're such a family. We always love to give and, help people and bring community in. That's why we have open mic nights as well, like to your point. But yeah, just bringing the community together and with some pizza in the mix of it all.
So, Roberto, did you have anything to comment on that, or?
No, I love it. Just definitely. I mean, we're born and raised in Jupiter, us specifically, me, my brother, my sister. So giving back and giving to the community we grew up in and was taught, like everything I've seen since I grew up in Jupiter. Everybody's been tight knit. It was once a smaller community, now growing, obviously, but it's always felt tight knit. Everybody knows each other. There's always great vibes, warm, welcoming. It's a great beach town to live in, and it's something we always want to just keep that way. So we want to give back to it as much as we can.
And you've recently opened a restaurant in Stewart.
Yes, ma'am. It turns 4 months in about a day or two. So
wow, I can't believe already.
Yeah,
how's that going?
Amazing. Again, we do live music there. It's a great thing to have. We get to see so much community members come in and support each other every night. So it's a beautiful thing to see. You get to hear all different music, from jazz to country. It's just an amazing time.
I have, I don't know if you know, but I have to thank you both. I have to thank your parents, your grandparents, because I met my husband at Angelo's.
Wow, we love that. That's awesome.
Love that.
So I know that you have a lot of live performances. I know you have open mic. In fact, open mic Monday nights in Jupiter is Gary Frost.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Not only did I meet my husband there, but we have this family of friends that we just go and we're comfortable there. And I've explained on my show before, there is always one place in the community that does this. You guys are the place in Jupiter that provides this. And it's such a beautiful thing because we come in, we feel comfortable. We know, like, we see you guys, we see the staff, we see our other friends who are musicians, and it's just so welcoming, and it's like being home.
Oh, we love to hear that.
That's the biggest compliment I think we can get from people, because it's our home more than our actual house. So
yes,
we want everybody to feel that warmth and coziness when people come in. And again, it's such a compliment, so we appreciate you saying that.
And what would you say for our listeners that are local, that want to come out and see you guys? Do you have a specific, I know, but you know better, where you're located, how they would reach out if they wanted to order from you guys, or if they wanted to come in and, let's say, join us on a Monday night for open mic?
Yeah, totally. If you ever want to reach out to us, our website is bestangelospizza.com. On there, you can see all three of our locations: Jupiter Farms, Tony Penna, and now Stewart. It has all their menus, all their phone numbers on there. So if you ever wanted to reach out to us, you can go ahead and find all our information on there.
And we're also pretty active on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook page for Angelo's Jupiter. That's for our Tony Penna and our Jupiter Farms location. We recently added a Facebook page for our Stewart location to bring in more of that community. So if you do have any questions, we're pretty active on there. So if you message us there, we'll answer back. You can always call in. My brother, or our brother Michelangelo's mainly at the Tony Penna location, and me and Roberto are up in Stewart, but we're always readily available and can help anybody. So
very nice, very nice. Now tell us also about musicians that come into play at your restaurant, whether it be Jupiter Farms, Jupiter, or Stewart. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with that.
Well, it all began in about 2020, actually. Originally, the Tony Penna location is the OG. It's the first store. It was one bay. A couple years later, it was one bay in 88. A couple years down the line, about 92, we got a second bay. It was really in 2020 we got that third bay to expand it into a full bar.
Okay.
We always knew we wanted that kind of bar stage atmosphere. We always had a love for music, my family. I mean, every day going to school, my dad's blasting Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra. So I heard all that growing up. My mom was always doing, she liked the Jackson 5. She liked Destiny's Child. She had all these people going, Whitney. So I heard, all the greats, but it was always influential. My aunt would play Black Eyed Peas to pump me up going into like third, fourth grade, so music was always a thing for us, and we knew we wanted a stage. We wanted to put something there that would entertain the people and let people craft and do their thing.
Okay.
In middle school and high school, actually, my mom had us all in band. So we grew up playing piano, trumpet, trombone.
Nice.
Couldn't say I mastered all of them, but I definitely knew how to get them to make some noise. How about that? But it was a lot of fun. But so as it grew in 2020, we went to go open up this new bay, and it was actually the day we went to celebrate and have a new opening was the day the whole world closed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we're like, okay, what do we do? But it gave us time to let people come in, see everything that's about to happen, and it really opened the door to talking to new people, saying, hey, I actually do this with a buddy, or me and my wife been playing around the town for X amount of years. So it really gave a door to meeting all these new people, and then just trying out different things and seeing all these new vibes and atmospheres and faces that people bring in. So it was really cool.
And is this something that I know okay, so I've been during lunch hours to the Jupiter Farms. I haven't been to Stewart yet. However, I guess the question I have is Jupiter Farms and Stewart, do you have music at each location?
we do not. So Jupiter Farms is the only location we do not host live music because it just doesn't have the proper footprint for that.
Right.
But right, as Roberta mentioned, we built out a stage at Tony Penna for the intention of that, and we do have that at Stewart. It's fairly new open mic night, so we're still building that clientele. But yeah, it was such a success here. My dad wanted to continue that, and me personally, I love going to see live music, and while I'm at it, having a nice dinner and some nice drinks. So, yeah, again, but still, Jupiter Farms is great. You can still get good, even though there's no music, it's still great food. So check it out.
Yes, I've eaten there, so food's across the board. Still, I can't say for Stewart. I haven't been to Stewart, but I can't see it being very different, food wise. I wanted to ask you. You have, other than open mic, you have a lot of musicians coming in on other nights. So I guess what I want my audience to know is, if they were to come out on any given night for dinner, would they expect live music at those two locations?
Yes, or I can jump in, Roberta. But yes, so we have music almost every night. at our Tony Penna location. Stewart is the exception that we do not, because we're
Right.
closed. We're open only 6 days rather than 7. So Tuesday, because we're closed, we don't have music. And Sunday is currently football. So until that's over, we will then continue to have music on Sundays. But if mostly how we got the talent like that you now see are kind of like our residents on some nights, we've actually found them through open mic night. So I do suggest and recommend that if anybody in the community wants to eventually have a spot, or, I recommend or encourage people to put themselves out there, because, now, because some of the people that are now have a residency at Angelo's, whether that be at
Right.
Tony Penna location or at Stewart. So it is great. And if you ever have questions, like, again, ask for Angelo at our Tony Penna location, or my father, or me and Roberto. Just send us your information. We look at YouTube videos. We look at Facebook pages.
Okay,
So
good to
you guys
know.
have those. Yeah. So again, just, try it out. Come to open mic night. Always. You never know what could happen.
That's right. And Monday nights in Jupiter, you have Gary Frost, and then in Stewart now, what night is it? Friday night in Stewart that you have open mic, or the
Monday
same
as well. Yep. With
And then
Anthony Finney.
Anthony Finney. Okay. For some reason, I thought Brett Steele did it, but I guess Brett Steele fills in sometimes.
Yes.
What would you say is your favorite part about being involved in this, reputable, not just pizzeria restaurant, because you give so much to the community? What would you say your favorite part is about being where you're at and being able to do this? What do you love about it?
Well, that's a tough one, but there's so much to love about it. That's what makes it lovable. From the guests that come in, and I get to give an experience, whether it's a 16th birthday and it's a whole family, or it's a 95th birthday, and again, they bring their whole family. You see so many people and faces. It's so amazing. Even just the staff and the community I get to work with within the walls is just so amazing. We have over 60 people at the Stewart location, 150 to 180 within all 3 locations employed.
Oh, wow.
So just being able to give these people and have them work with me, and just the tight-knit community we made within those walls is so amazing. And just everybody you come across in this business, from distributors to suppliers, it's just so amazing, all the support you get and the support you give to one another. It
Sure.
makes it fun, so when you get such a good team and you get all these people together, it's no longer a job. It's something that's enjoyable. I get to go to work every day and have a smile on my face, because I know the people walking in the front door are going to be great, and the people walking in the back door are just as amazing. So it's just all this opportunity to give back with all that as well.
I love that. And I know in some of my, I'm sorry, Francesca, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just more so going to give my 2 cents, or what I love about it.
Yes.
I just love us as Angelos, whether that be my family or the staff, just creating, an experience that no one can take away from them, right? It's like, again, like Roberto mentioned, having somebody's like 90th birthday, or one of my high school friends, they had their engagement party here,
Oh, nice.
multiple people. And again, we're hearing stories, like Roberto said, like I'll see, parents coming with their children. They're like, hey, I used to work
And
here
your
when I was
husband.
16.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Like, I used to work here when I was 16. Now I'm bringing my 6-year-old kid, to Angelo's for the first time. It's just like, we're so blessed and grateful that we're such a pillar in the community. So just hearing those stories, and again, like Roberto said, just creating a vibe, or something that I feel like Jupiter doesn't have.
Right.
We just look at it like this is our life, and we somehow it's also work, but I don't look at it like that, and I feel like a lot of
Sure.
employees and people don't look at it like that. So again, I'm just super grateful, and yeah, that's kind of my favorite things about Angelo's. Obviously there's so many, but just to name.
Well, like I said, I met my husband there. I play piano. You've heard me play at your place in Jupiter, and my husband sings. You've heard him sing as well. And we absolutely love it. I know in a lot of my other shows, I've mentioned many of times that as musicians, we put a lot of time into practice. So when we show up on stage, we're giving it our all but it's not, and I'm saying this for musicians that are just getting started, that maybe have not gotten out to an open mic yet, or that are students that are just have this dream to do so. So, the work we put into it as musicians, it's not, it's a joy, it's a passion, it's a want to, it's a get to. And then to have a facility like yours, a place like yours, where we can join in community and eat good food and play along with other musicians, or just be listened to. And no matter where you're at, what level you're at as a musician, you always get positive feedback. And even like you, both of you, I know Roberta, I've seen you, Francesca, I probably have seen you, but not thought, who's related to who. But, it's always such a warm, welcome feeling. Like, yes, we've seen you there, and you are smiling all the time. You're like happy to be there, and you don't make it feel like it's a job. You don't make it feel like, okay, okay, is it time to clean up yet? Yeah. And going back to being a musician, it's a get to, and it's just such a heartwarming feeling to have you on my show today, to know you, to know what you provide to the community, to know what you provide for musicians that are local, and musicians that, I know musicians that they do this for a living, right? So they go to restaurant to play, and that's how they earn their living. Open mic, we do it for fun, and some of us, we do this part-time as work. Being restaurant owners, this is your full time. However, I can see how it's impossible to get bored because of the community you bring in. And then you have some of the same faces that bring new faces. And then those new faces become familiar and become more like family faces.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. It's great. Every day you see the same faces, like you're saying, that over 5 years ago was a stranger, or 2 months ago was a stranger. Right. And you get to see them over and over, especially since we started Stewart. Again, it's only 4 months old. So in the first week, everybody was strangers. All these were new patrons. A couple, I worked down on by Tony Penna. That's why you saw me there. But most of them were all fresh and new. And now 4 months later, there's a lot of them that are good friends of mine now, or yes, I consider family. They walk in the door, the staff is screaming their name. What's up? Hello, So it always grows, and it's a great thing, and it's a fun thing to see these relationships grow through this little small business that we get to call ours.
And actually, some of those people have come from open mic night at Stewart, so it's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun.
I'll say that. Shout out my girl, Jen.
Jenny on the block.
Now, even though you're kind of in the background working on the food and the servicing of the guests that come in, being that you listen to the music and you're not part of it per se, but you're still listening to it. Have you seen a great growth in hearing musicians play or hearing musicians sing? And I'm sure you have to appreciate that, because it's almost as a musician, we constantly are growing to get better and be better. And every time we get on stage, we hope that we sound better. We hope that. So what's your feedback on being kind of in the background when it comes to music? Do you love it just as much? Do you see changes? I don't know.
I always love it. So from where I'm at on Mondays, I typically am behind the pizza line. Okay. So I'm a little further away, but it always gives me I'm doing something, I'm making the pizza. So I'm not that really drilled in on the music, but I always end up catching myself either singing to a song or kind of tossing my dough to the open mic Monday night people's beats. And that's where I catch myself. I'm like, wait a sec. I'm like, that's how I know this is what I like. They're doing a great job, because I just started flowing right into their beat, singing the song with them. And it's like second guess, like I'm hearing it on the radio, or like it's just a song that's playing in the background, getting me through my day. I love it, so I definitely noticed that happening. And when that does happen, I definitely look who's on stage and give a little appreciation nod for helping me through the shift and keeping my smile going.
Yeah, and if I could say too, I think nowadays, right, it's just more so everything's like technology, or it's just like on the radio, or everything's accessible like on our phones. And it's not as common to see live music really, or, you know, so it really is such a treat to hear that. And I know a lot of our customers, like a lot of the comments, right, because we're so new, specifically in Stewart, they're just saying it's like, wow, there's not a lot of places that have live music or like have open mic nights, like so awesome. And even when I'm bartending, or, you know, I'll be in the back, and not just like the customers enjoy it, but our staff enjoy it. It's really such a treat, and it's so awesome to see people keep coming back and continuing to get better. And yeah, it's just, again, it's awesome. And I love live music. I'm a fan of live music. My dad is. That's kind of how we got here in the first place. So I think it's awesome, and I love to see it, and I, you know, would love to continue it.
Thank you so much. And please tell our audience again, for listeners that might just be tuning in, how they would find you, how they would locate you.
Yeah, again, our website is www.bestangelospizza.com. You can go. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. You can go on there. You'll see all 3 locations: Jupiter Farms, Tony Penna, and Stewart, as well as all 3 corresponding phone numbers. So that's where you can find us. Again, we got our Facebook going now too. But any of that, Angelos Pizza, Facebook.
I have a silly question. So the Jupiter location, I guess I'm asking this for, we have this little area of a stage, and it's perfect. And like I said, we're like, as a musician with my music friends and my husband, and when we go there, we're family. We're around friends that we call family now, and we get to perform. Do you have any thoughts about expanding even more than just the 3 locations, or expanding, I guess 2 questions I have, or expanding the venue itself?
Absolutely. Go ahead. You on that one?
You go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to have more locations, as well as the OG spot, Tony Penna, expanding. I've already had visions of, if I one day got to get the whole building, how the wall next door, I'd already knock it down, extend the stage, double the size right next to it. A little dance floor for a little extra moving and grooving, because we'd have the space at that point. And then I would definitely get a couple, 4 or 5 locations that match as well, with all the live music, the dancing, and all the great times. But for sure, yes.
I was just going to say the same thing. So,
okay. It's so awesome. You know, I don't know, maybe I said this, or I probably did say this in the beginning of the show. If you were listening in before backstage, the reason I do this show is I don't know if you know, I'm a music teacher. Okay. I teach piano, and I compose my own music. And being with, like, I don't know your ages, but I know that your generation, because I'm thinking my daughter might be around the same age as you both, has grown up with so much technology that I didn't grow up with. And my generation has grown up with, you know, a lot of us have taught ourselves how to play an instrument, or we've gone to school to learn how to play an instrument. And it's real. It's not techno. It's not, well, techno is fun and cool, but it's not technology that, like, here I'm sitting in my home, in my music studio, in front of my piano, but you can't, well, you probably can replicate the sound of a keyboard and pianos on the synthesizer or different technology equipment, but the real piano, or the real guitar, the real drums, like, you can only fake it so much. So my whole purpose for bringing you guys on the show today, to help promote Angelos and to say they have live music there, because my passion is to keep it alive. I teach with a passion to keep it going with the real stuff. I keep it real, you know, and it's nice that we can paint it different colors with technology and add this and that. That's cool. But really, when it comes down to it, if we think about the history of music and like where blues began, where classical began, they didn't have what we have today. I mean, they would never imagine or believe the things that we have that we could use today to make certain music or to create certain things that they couldn't do back in the 40s and 30s and 20s.
Totally. There's nothing like playing an actual instrument. You'll never beat actually making the noise crafted the way it's supposed to be. Again, like I mentioned before, our mother forced all of us into instruments early. And when I was younger, I was probably every, piano lesson, guitar lesson, every drum lesson. I was, oh, do I have to go? This and that. But like in the long run, I'm glad I even have the slightest concept of how to even, play any of those instruments or even follow a beat or even read. No, I can't read a full, but I can read some of a song and understand it and how to play it.
Right.
A little rusty, but I can get back to it for sure. But I'm grateful that I got to learn those talents and be able to say I played them. And middle school, we got to compete against high schoolers, in our instruments. So it was cool. It's a really cool experience to learn. So I highly suggest forcing your child to do that, because I will do the same.
We'll have to talk to maybe your dad when we're there on a Monday night and get him to give you a break so you can come on stage and join us.
Oh, absolutely. If you're ever on Tony Penna and you look above the stage at the 3 instruments, it's a saxophone, a trumpet, and a trombone. Those were me and my siblings' high school actual instruments, the same ones we played this point now, awesome. 10, 15 years ago. But yep, every once in a while I bring it back down, see if I can do it. Doesn't sound too much the same, but I got it. I still got it.
That would be great. That would be so much fun to hear you play.
Yes, it'll be fun. We'll do it one day. Okay.
Francesca, what instrument did you grow up with that you really liked that you kind of put aside?
I still love to this day, but I used to play the alto sax. I played it in elementary school, and then I played it in middle school. Fortunately, I stopped in high school, but I still love or have a love for the saxophone and jazz. I find myself always kind of just leading towards that. I wish I still played. Unfortunately, I don't have the time like I used to. Maybe I will one day. Maybe on open mic night, I'll just bust out my sax. But yeah, I just have such a love for live music. I worked for the Miami Heat a couple of years ago. I just recently quit to commit to the family business, but I worked in concerts. That was kind of like my bread and butter, and just again being there for live music. It's such a treat. It's such a rarity now, I find.
Yes.
And to your point, just playing music and understanding music is such a craft, and I'm so grateful that Angelos could be that platform for people in the community to, practice or learn or master, their skills. So, yeah.
I will say this as a musician and a music teacher. My oldest, I'm kind of zigzagging, but my oldest student is 95.
I love it.
My God, right? That's amazing.
So she plays piano. She plays really well. And it's so funny because she's like, okay, it's December. We have to take a break. But when am I going to see you again? She's so cute. So I'm mentioning that because for our listeners, it's never too late to start. However, if you've somewhere along your life, you have played and you've kind of put it aside, once you've played an instrument, it's kind of always in your veins. And I almost bet on it that there'll come a time where you'll go back to it because you can. Even, not to give my age away, but I've been playing over 45 years and I'm always learning something new, or I'm repeating the same thing, looking at it. How can I play it differently? How can I make it sound different? So it's a gift that you not only give to your audience that listens, but it's a gift you continually give to yourself, because it's never like, okay, I'm going to make the pizza's made, I'm serving it, everybody's eating it. Okay, let's get on to the next. It's not like that with music. It's constantly evolving, and as a person, you're constantly evolving with it. And the friends that you meet up along the way that help support you, help you grow in your learning. And there's no, like I said, there's no end to it. And it's just a beautiful way of life to incorporate that in your schedule. And there was a time where, I detoured away from music, and I was just like, yeah, no, that's okay. even growing up when I took lessons, my mom was like, "Did you practice today?" I'm like, "No, I hate it. I don't want to practice. I hate it." But look what it's done for me now. And the show isn't about me, but I'm making a point. Like, if you have a dream to play an instrument, like do it. And yeah, it's kind of like going to the gym. You have to get back into a groove. But once like you set up an agenda for yourself, and once you get into a groove of practicing, you have fun with it, because it's not like taking out the trash. It's like, hey, what do I get to create today? Because you do it for yourself, that you do it for yourself first before you do it for others. And
absolutely, it's like therapy.
Yes,
it's self-therapy. It's a way to like really just resonate into yourself and your own soul, body, and mind. When you get into it, it's a flow. I remember that, and I always used to love that. So definitely something I'm gonna have to get back into sooner than later.
Yeah, and the fact that open mic on Monday nights at your place. And again, for my listeners that are not in Florida, check out your local community. I'm positive that there is at least one place in your community. It's not Angelo's, but might come close.
Soon to come.
Maybe in the near future.
That will have an open mic. And, well, I don't know, but I will say for myself, there are days where, I might have a rough day, or my husband might have a rough day. And to come out and to kind of forget about it for a couple hours, just to sit back and have a pasta dinner or a pizza dinner and just be around friends. And we try and get on the list in time so we could play. But there are times where maybe the list is really long and we can't get on the list, but we're still there to support our other musician friends. And it's nice just to forget about the day and just support each other in listening to music or playing music. And just thank you so much. You do so much for the community. And, when you both even, share this with your family, when you put your head down at night, when you've had a rough day, or when you're dealing with life itself, know that, like, I'm going to get all teary-eyed, know that what you're doing for the community, even if you've had a rough day, you've made somebody else's day.
I appreciate that. We do really appreciate that, because that is exactly what we want Angelo's to be. We want it to be this place of community and love, and just everybody gets along, and doesn't matter what your day is like. When you get here, it's just everybody releases their stress and just enjoys the atmosphere. That's why we do it. The reason for that is that, like, that's why I want to open more and bring that exact atmosphere anywhere I go, because it means so much to be able to give that to somebody else. So I appreciate hearing that very, very much. Thank you.
And it's so true. We're all human. We all have a story. We all have life that we deal with. So it's just so important to have that place to go to. So thank you. And again, keeping music alive, real music. Not to take away from technology. Technology is great too. It has its benefits. But real music, real voices, real instruments, there's nothing like it.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So before we close up, is there anything, I want to each give you a turn. Is there anything more you want to share with our listeners when it comes to Angelo's, the community, music venue? And
this is for any teachers, music teachers out there. Again, for all ages of teaching and all students, at both locations where we do have enough space in the venue and the stage. Gary knows we do this. We do it with him sometimes. But if there's a day you kind of organize with your students, Saturday or Sunday morning, and it's really good for the young ones and even the older ones who've maybe never been on stage yet, we can do a morning where it's just you bring in all those students and they can get their turn on this stage and what it's like to be on a stage. And, you bring in your family and friends and all their family, so they get a little crowd to do it in front of. And some of them get that first stage fright off of their chest or things like that, their first experience singing to a crowd or performing to a crowd. So any teachers interested in that, feel free to call us, and we can always talk about that. But it's always a great opportunity when I see Gary and his young ones doing it. We even work with my aunt runs a Taekwondo studio, and every couple of months they do a talent show on one of the mornings. and there's a rock band between the kids. There's one girl that sings,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, it's a great chance for them to show their talents and get on stage for the first time. We love doing it and seeing it. So any music teachers, feel free to call if that interests you or you want to do something for your students like that.
I love it. Thank you. I will remember that. I might take you up on that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we call it Angelo's Got Talent. Instead of
AGT.
America Got Talent, we call it Angelo's Got Talent.
I love it. That's great. You should print out a banner and put it on the stage behind Gary.
That's what I want to do.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
like
just
that.
Yeah, we say, thanks to Gary Frost for open mic, but it's really you guys that make it possible.
Oh no, we couldn't do it without Gary. I mean, he's the one who organizes it. He's the one who really brought in all these amazing people. He's the one who had the original following, and we just had a nice little spot for him to do it. Luckily, all parties meshed well, and it turned into a family very quickly. So it worked out for both parties very, very much.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. And not sure if we'll see you tonight, but we'll try.
Absolutely. I'm going to go listen to the open mic up in Stewart in about an hour. They'll be starting. So I'm excited, and I'll send any talent your way.
Yeah, I'll be in the Jupiter location, so I'll be hearing some talent. Maybe again, they might be some Florida resident or some Angelo's residents in the lineup. So look forward to it.
Yes, and in closing, please tell our listeners one more time how they could reach out and find you and call in or locate you.
BestAngelosPizza.com. You'll find all 3 locations, addresses, and phone numbers.
Okay, thank you.
And our Facebook. Don't forget about our Facebook. You can find us on Facebook as well.
All right.
Remember, all I want for Christmas is Angelos.
I love it.
Thank you.
Are you guys going to sell those shirts?
We do have shirts for sale. This one was actually last year's edition, so I don't know if it's going to be making a comeback.
We'll see. Maybe some vintage pieces might be in the mix, but you can find them on our website under our merch. So be sure to look out there if you're interested in Angelo's shirt or a nice gift for a local of Angelos.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
Of course, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for hosting us. We really appreciate it and had such a great time. And thank you for highlighting our family and our family business. We appreciate it. So thank you again.
Oh, one last question. Are you Friday nights? Is your family going to come back with offering the cannolis? No, or was it the
Spaghetti's.
The Spaghetti's, yes, Spaghetti's. My mom loves them.
That's
They're
a
my
throwback.
dad's
I'll have to ask my
favorite.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can assume he's gonna bring them back out because he wants them.
That's a good reminder.
Especially with the holidays. That would be a great gift.
I love it. All right, noted. Thank you, Lisa.
All right. Have a good night.
Take care.
Take care. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, Angelo's, there are 3 locations, Jupiter Farms in Stewart, and Jupiter and Stewart has live music and open mic nights on Monday nights. Jupiter Farms has food but no music, but that's okay. The food is just as good. And I'm a big fan of their food and their environment because open mic nights are a lot of fun. And for those of you that are not in South Florida, please reach out to or look online or ask some friends where there are local venues where you can reach out and join a music community that you can get connected with. And if you're just venturing out and this is something brand new for you, we've all been there. It's a little bit scary, but stay strong, go with a friend, and kind of maybe plan to play or sing and at least try it out for the first time and get a feel for it, because I know that you'll love it and you'll meet friends for a lifetime. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining my show today. I'm going to play some piano and let's keep music alive. Join me next Monday where I have another amazing guest.